Mr. Butler here. Welcome back. We are ready to go on to the next part of this. So far, this is what we have. Now, the next thing is somebody's going to be able to choose a easy game or a hard game. So we're going to use buttons for this. So let's get some buttons. Basically, you're going to choose two sprites. You could use whatever you want. In theory, I'm going to actually use the buttons, which are right here. There's button 1, button 2, button 3. I would use one of these ones because I'm actually going to write the words easy and hard in there. So I would use probably one of these two. I'll use this one this time. And I'm going to slide it over there. And I'm going to go down here to where the button is because I'm going to use the same button and I'm going to duplicate it. So, by the way, that's a right click. So I do a right click and duplicate. So now I have another one, and I'm going to put that one on the other side so they can choose easy or hard. Now, let's go to one of the buttons, and I'm going to go up here to the costumes. So costumes give me a couple options here, a blue button and an orange button. Now, we could actually make it totally different. I'm just going to put on this costume. I'm never going to change this, so I'm not going to worry about this too much, but what I'm going to do then is I'm going to add to this. Here's a text, the big T here, and I'm going to write the word easy. And I'm going to capitalize it all. So I've got easy there, and then I can select it and I can change some things. I don't know, I could do that. And you can, if you make it bigger, the letters also get bigger. So you can actually drag it out. So I can do that. Let's see if I sometimes just select it again. You need to get into this. Let's see if I wanted to change the color of it. Maybe Bronco blue or something like that. You could do that. So something along those lines. Make it look kind of nice. So did it with that one. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. If you don't like the colors, you could change the colors of these as well. And there are some extra little tricks, but I don't know, maybe I want a red button. So choose a color, choose the fill, and boom, color it in. I would say maybe a different color for the outside if you want. Maybe, I don't know, a yellow and fill, and now I could have a yellow out there. Which I'm actually going to use for the text as well. So again, I go to text, and it kind of keeps the same setup as I had with the other one. I just need to, again, this is like to select things, this one here, and then I'm going to make it bigger. So I now have an easy button and a hard button. So that is good. And now that I have them set up, I'm going to go to the code, and I'm going to do, I like where the buttons are here. And, I didn't show this in the last one, by the way. See how this does kind of work. Actually, you know what? I'll show it in a little bit here. So we'll get back to that. So in any case, I've got the buttons there. Now, what I said I do pretty much at all times is this. I put in that, and I put in the go to XY. So this is my hard button I'm dealing with right now. You can see it's highlighted there. So the hard button, I want to be right there. But here's a little thing. I don't want that button to be there at the beginning. So I'm going to go to looks, and this is the beginning, the one flag is clicked. So in looks, if I scroll down a little bit, there's a show and a hide. I want it to be hidden at the beginning. Okay, so it will be hidden just like that. Now, I want the same type of thing in the easy, but the only difference is going to be the go to XY part, so let's just redo it here. There are ways to copy it, but it's not too hard with this one. So there, go to motion, go to XY. Again, it's already set up to where it needs to be, and again, I want it hidden. So at the beginning, it should be hidden. Now, we need a way to get these things to appear. This is called a broadcast block. So I'm going back to the Baby Yoda coding here, and this is where things will start, where it says, great, choose a level. So I need a broadcast block, which is in the events, and right here is a broadcast block. Broadcasts a signal, as I would say. it's not really, it says a message, but it's really not a message, so it doesn't show up anywhere. It's just a signal. So I'm going to call this, I'm going to change the message. I always like to change them, and I'm going to call it level, I'm just call it levels, because you're kind of choosing a level there. So I'm going to call it levels. Whatever you want, that's fine. So all that does is it sends a signal. Now something needs to receive that signal for the broadcast to work. That's where we're going to get into the easy and the hard. So in this one, it is going to say, when I receive levels. Now, you could have other ones later on. We'll have other ones. But when I receive levels, now I want it to show. So go down to the show. So I only want it to show when it says I receive levels. And same with the hard. In fact, this is how you can copy things. So I want the exact same thing to happen with the hard button. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it. So it looks like I'm getting rid of it, but I'm not. I'm going to drag it to the hard one. And notice my cursor is basically right over that. I'm going to let go. And it disappears. It goes back up there. And then in the hard, here it is. It copied the exact same thing. And because I want the exact same thing, that's perfect. Now, we need to get these buttons working. Real easy. There's another event block that is called when this sprite is clicked. Okay, so when this sprite is clicked, basically it's kind of what do you want to happen. So let's see, we are on the hard one right now. So when this sprite is clicked, I want it to go to the hard screen. Now, problem is, I don't have a hard screen yet. We're going to need to do that. Same thing with the easy. When this sprite is clicked, I'm going to want it to go to the easy screen. Now, one other thing while we're here that I want to happen is when you click on the thing, I want it to hide. I don't need it anymore. So I do want it to hide. And same deal with this one. I'm going to have it hide. And of course, we'll have some other things happen here. In fact, let's do this just to kind of have everything set up for the next time we do this. Here's our backdrops. So click on your backdrops, and okay, so all I do is click on it. Now I'll go over here, and you should see backdrops up here. Click on that. And right now we only have backdrop 1. Let's rename these just to make it make a little more sense. So I'm going to call backdrop 1 the start screen. I'm just call it start. Okay, then I'm going to add a backdrop, and I'm just do a basic paint one. I'm not going to use one of theirs because I will end up doing my own. And I'm going to call this one easy. Okay, and I would say just name yours exactly the same as mine. Then I'm going to do another one. I'm just doing the paint one. And I'm going to call this one hard. Now, your first backdrop, by the way, if you wanted something actually on there, that's fine. For the easy and the hard, you probably don't want a different one, just because the colors sometimes are a problem. In any case, we'll get into that. And I'm going to do one more, and this one is going to be a win screen. So we're going to have 4 screens that we will be dealing with. So a win screen. So now it's easy for me to tell which one is which, and I can even do a little bit of coding now. So go back to, well, a few ways you could do this. I'm going to click on the coding. And I know I haven't done anything with those, but at least we have something. And now for the easy, here's the easy. When this sprite is clicked, again, here's the big thing. When it hides, and I want it to switch the backdrop to, you guessed it, easy. So I want it to go to the easy screen. For the hard one, I'm sure you can figure this one out. When this sprite is clicked, I want to switch the backdrop to the hard screen. Okay, and that's the main thing that you want to happen, and that will kind of get the game going just by switching to that backdrop. All right, so we're ready for the next video, and so far so good.